My name's John Gilbert. I'm the owner of Comic Crazy in Paisley. So I basically just deal with the day-to-day running of the shop. Originally I started off with a very small table at a mini convention, if you like. It was just a comic fair, and then we opened this in 2016 in last February, so just over a year really that we've been Comic Crazy.
My name's Sandy Dunsire. I study chemistry at University of West of Scotland, Paisley campus. I was always a nerd. It's just, I definitely started like 5th birthday. I got my first Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Sapphire, played that at least 200-300 hours when I was younger. I was reading Lord of the Rings by the time I was 7, I just could not stop putting like a book down. Starting high school, everyone was like talking about, oh my god, I love football, this sports, all the clubs they're in, and I was like, I play video games and read comics like Batman and Spider-Man all weekend, and they're just like, I went and played football with my friends, and I'm like, I wonder what friends are like. Between watching Gotham, Rick and Morty, and then like The Flash and Arrow, which I'm trying to catch up on, spending at least 2 to 3 days a week at the comic book shop, Comic Crazy in Paisley. Since getting like 18 or 19, when like after college and going like moving through to university, like I picked up Dungeons and Dragons and started being a dungeon master for that. I plan Dungeons and Dragons for at least 8 to 10 hours a week, and 2 nights ago I made 20 different magical items with descriptions, and then last night I made one of the most important characters and then the final boss for the current story arc we're in. So I think it takes up a lot of your free time, but I think it's worth it.
I basically just deal with the day-to-day running of the shop, taking orders, making sure that people are having a good time, organise events, organise tournaments. Well, I'd always worked in some sort of sales or marketing role, always in an office, either at a call centre or a sales office. I decided that I wanted to go back to studying. I went to uni and I got a degree, and throughout that time though, I'd always wanted to work for myself, because if I could sell all these products, but I was always selling them for other people, why not just do it for myself? The most of the issues is just trying to get enough money to start it in the first place, and finding a place where the rent was reasonable. And comic book shop wise, no, I actually wanted to open a music store for a long time. And then Napster and the internet came along and kind of took everything out of that. We do sell comics, but I would go along the route of saying, yeah, it's mostly merchandise, it's characters that people buy. So like Harley Quinn, everybody loves Harley Quinn, and her comic book sales have probably gone through the roof. So I think that people fall in love with the character, not so much the stories. Well, I think there's a big part. It's not just the cinema. I think anime's played a big part in it as well. Anime's become really popular, the cinema's become really popular.
It's basically made like the whole idea of comic books and like nerd related things just so much more socially acceptable, and there's just so many more people that are into it, either catching on with the trend or have always been into it and now just reveal it, so they're not going to be like abused or like bullied and stuff in schools.
I think the internet now has made it a bit more toxic at times, if you look at a YouTube comment section. I also think as well, guys that are my age, I'm a little bit older than you guys probably, so we used to like He-Man and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all that sort of stuff, and as we've grown up, we've got kids and we're teaching them to like the same stuff, so it's like a generational thing as well, I think.
Ever since like the prequel trilogies, like of the Star Wars films, it's just been like movie after movie. It's just like the whole nerd population grows, either with like the trends or people who just like have always liked the genre, or like stuff related to like Marvel and DC have just thought it's like more appropriate and more like allowed socially to accept that they like that. I like being called a nerd. It's something like to relate to like a culture, like a friend group. It's like, oh, you like sports, you must be like a sport guy, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But whereas like people don't really approve of nerds, they think, oh, they're still acting like children.
It annoys me a little bit when people throw the term geek around a lot as well. People come in and go, oh, you're just all geeks, aren't you? I think I'm just a guy that likes comic books and likes card games, and I'm just a normal person like everybody else.
It was really hard finding a girlfriend when I was growing up. It's just, you know, like playing video games every day isn't the most social event. Well, not to meet girls anyway. But as I started getting older, I realised, like, yeah, why not? Started going out with some friends, and I've had a few girlfriends like since then, but none of them really liked or appreciated anything I did to do with nerd culture. Most of like my best like childhood memories just come from like doing anything related to nerd, whether it's going to see like the first Lord of the Rings movie when it came out, playing my Game Boy Advance till like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, then going to school the next day, like passing it on the desk. Got to see Deadpool on a Valentine's Day with a group of like 5 of my mates. It's like in my top favourite. just most of like my best mates and childhood memories come from nerd films, nerd culture, like everything to do with it, and it's just, it completes me. It makes me the person who I am, and just really, I don't know, it just comforts me in a way that like going to like do sports or like going to the gym just won't do, because I just feel like I'm part of a community that is really supportive around you. I am Sanjay Dunsire, and I'm a nerd.
I'm cool, maybe, in a cool dad way.